This is The Front Page on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. And here's Dawn Day.
It's dawn like the break of day, that is. Great morning, LA. Great morning. You know, I'm intentional about saying great. Because why be good when you can be great? It's a Wellness Wednesday. You know, every day we love on ourselves, but Wellness Wednesday, I like to be sure to feature a guest that's talking about health. Because when we talk about health, that means we're talking about wealth. So it's going to get good. But let me jump in real quick and spotlight today's dose of vitamin D. It was brought to you by Andra Day. It's entitled, I Rise Up. I mean, coming in the track, she says, you're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. Is that you? Can't tell your left from your right. Feeling like your head is going in circles. She continues on and says that we gonna walk it out. I had a coworker I was talking to, Cynthia Mayweather. She's the local sales manager over here at the station. So, you know, she handles the money. But, you know, we just talking about life. And she said something that stuck to me, which was on her birthday, which just recently passed on this Sunday, February 5th. She said, what's a heel to a stepper? Huh? Catch it. And as I marinate on that, and I'm reminded when I listen to Andra Day, and she says, I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I said, wait a minute. You mean to tell me like a new dawn, a new day? I don't know what this thing is when life that we think that is supposed to be easy. As if we're not supposed to experience various trials and tribulations. Who do you think that you are? When we talk about God's Son himself came down and not only fell once, but twice, but 3 times, what makes you think that you shouldn't go through nothing? Let it serve as a reminder that if you fall down 7 times, you get up 8. She continues on, I'll rise up. I'll do it 1,000 times again. Take it back to the scripture. We look at God like the sun, right? Whenever you're feeling down, just look up. Every day, the sun rises to only set again. So when you feel like you can't get up, I just want you to remind yourself that if you can look up, you can get up. Well, Don, I don't know if I'm going to make it. You know, my bills ain't paid. People going to judge me. You got to start somewhere. I mean, think of a rocket. You never think about how low it is to the ground. You only look up for how far and how high it will go. So why shouldn't it be the same with you? So let's declare, family, we're going to rise up today because it was promised. And let the sun be a reminder that it only sets to rise again. You ready, family? All right, like I said, it's a Wellness Wednesday. I got a very special guest coming in. Her name is Valerie Rhodes, and she actually brought her husband, Ricky Rhodes, here to talk about Welcome to Stay. And their special event taking place on Valentine's Day, where we're inviting, or she's inviting, unhoused individuals to simply take a break, to eat some good food, shower, get a haircut, do some laundry, just doing things to feel good. Oh, it's talking about love right here. And let me just remind you, she was recommended by Kevin Ross. Small gestures, big smiles. Just passing the baton. I'm interested to see who she's going to pass the baton to next. So this is all the delicious goodness we got coming on. We got some highlights to talk about President Biden's State of the Union address. LeBron James then set another record, and plus, we got a professor at University of California trying to resurrect the dodo bird. Child, let's talk about it. All right, let's dive into what's happening. What's happening with our nation, what's happening with our state. Look over to the left, to the right. Who's on top of you? You know, Valentine's Day right around the corner. Or perhaps what's happening with the person near you.
It's time for Front Page News with Dawn Day on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Did you catch it last night? Well, Biden had delivered the State of the Union address. Now, I was checking out on Twitter because I love to get the feedback from the people and what people overall thoughts. And, some people were saying that he was saying like the quite obvious things that we already knew and just revving on people to cheer it on. But just talking about a few things that stood out to me that I wanted to share with you. The whole idea of China and whether or not they're infringing. Biden made sure that he announced that it was America first, and foreign policy last. And just like we were having the balloon talk with China and whether or not they're spying, he made it clear to state, as we made clear last week, if China threatens our sovereignty, we will act to protect our country. And we did. Hey. Also, we've seen prices. Prices are rising everywhere. Biden did his best to say that, hey, we're going to finish the job. One thing about us Americans and what we care about is the economy. And as we look around, rent, gas, utilities, everything, we can say we're still struggling, right? Well, Biden said he wanted to address that things are on the uprise and that he spoke about the record low employment. And he said that inflation and high energy prices are now declining. And he discussed all the ways his legislative accomplishments to date will help improve the nation's industrial base. How did you feel about it? Now, what was top and really juicy to me was talking about the police reform and gun control. Because, we just now into, the second week of February? How many deaths? Then at the point we're talking about at the hands of the police? So when talking about that, he was represented in the chamber with guests with the parents of Tyree Nichols and the hero from Monterey Park mass shooting. Biden spoke emotionally about the need to progress on these two issues, pointing to the guests to drive home his points. He says that we need to rise to this moment. We can't turn away. Well, heck, we've been standing here the whole time. Now, he went ahead and introduced Mr. Nichols' parents. And, Tyree was the one that died after being beaten by the 5 police officers in Memphis. And the president employed that lawmakers overhaul policing. Tyree's mother, Rovon Wells, and his stepfather, Rodney Wells, stood when Biden mentioned during his address, and I quote, "As many of you personally know, there are no words to describe the heartache of losing a child. But imagine if you lost that child at the hands of the law." Hello? This has been our narrative. This has been the story. I'm not trying to diminish, but what do we talk about the change? That's why we highlight our community members because, hey, we can't wait for nobody else to be the change. We got to be the change that we seek. Furthermore, Biden brought ahead Brandon Say. He's the hometown hero that disarmed the Monterey Park mass shooting suspect. Well, he received a standing ovation, and President Biden recognized the 26-year-old while delivering his remarks on gun violence. So, family, I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow to hear your thoughts on the State of the Union address. On good news, extra good news, LeBron James, he just made a record. Bobo, let's get some round of applause ready. Yesterday's game against Oklahoma City was definitely a defeat, but not at all cost. LeBron James still came up on top while tallying 38 points to surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. Yes, and he held that record for more than over 30 years. While the loss was 133-30, we can say that this kid from Akron, Ohio, who had a dream to be excellent, is now making history, and it's Black history, our history. So clap for LeBron James. And I must say, we do a good job at bringing the best of the best when we talk about the Lakers, right? But honestly, I expect nothing less. Now, I made mention to you about them trying to resurrect the dodo bird. Do you remember the dodo bird? Well, I remember the joke when I was younger that the dodo bird was so dumb that it couldn't survive. Well, a university professor, where's my story at? Her name is Shapiro over there at the University of California. She is making she is making ways of trying to resurrect what we've considered to be extinct. The dodo bird. Now, they are using genetically modified materials calling from the derivative of the pigeon. And they're saying that this is a way that we can diminish the extinct crisis that are going on right now. Now, the resurrection is said to be possibly using the genes of its closest living relative, which is the Nicobar pigeon. They have already successfully sequenced the dodo bird's genome from ancient DNA. Next, they hope to remove the germ cells from an egg of a pigeon, edit the genes to make them more dodo-like, and implant the cells back into a pigeon egg. This technique has worked to breed chickens, but the dodo bird is a project of a new territory. Now, when they were talking about they used this process with chickens, that was how they were able to produce a chicken using a duck, still in the same family. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that in trying to recreate the dodo bird, because they are using other materials, this is going to create a whole other species. Now, some scientists are skeptical of this working and are calling it a fairy tale. But the idea of cloning people and animals was once believed impossible. You got to remember that Barbra Streisand cloned her dog twice in 2018. Dog looked the same, but had different personalities. Does it scare you? What does this mean for us? These are just things to marinate on. All right, guys, it's time for go for a break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you how you can win some money. Perhaps you're in transitional housing, and you know it's Wellness Wednesday, so I have some mental support help that you may need. And juicy, our guest is here, Valerie Rhodes, founder of Welcome to Stay. Yes, where she's out in the community, feeding over 300 individuals each week, clothing, making sure they have materials to wash themselves. Because why? One day she was once unhoused. Well, I'm glad to bring her in to share her story. She was recommended by our very own Kevin Ross of Small Gestures, Big Smiles. So let's just see how this small gesture is about to bring a big smile on her face. All right, family, I'm Dawn, like the break of day. You are tuned into the front page, baby. It's Radio Free, 102.3 KJLH. We'll be right back.
This is The Front Page with Dawn Dai on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
My history is Black History.
This Black History Month, Radio Free 102.3 KJLH honors
Myrlie Evers, better known as the wife/widow of civil rights leader Medgar Evers.
Here's Myrlie Evers exclusively in her own words.
What do you want your legacy to be?
A woman who knew love from the very beginning of her life to this day, who was taught to do and fight for what was right, young child. Upon meeting Medgar Evers, I learned what a real fight was and determination, the love of family, not taking no for an answer. And don't forget that we are all human beings who in the end report to God.
Author, journalist, nonprofit founder Katina Rankin talks one-on-one with Myrlie Evers online at KJLHradio.com. We are you. We are Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Hey, this is your man Steve Harvey. Here's what happened on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. And they had a screen with the words going across it like karaoke. And they did Negro anthem. This lady played all 3 verses. Man, let me tell you something. Because once you get out of verse 1, man, you got to pull yourself together. Because Lord have mercy. They take you to some dark places in your mind, boy. You be up in there, man, needing therapy. When you get to verse 3, whoo! Man, what the hell happened to her?
If you think that's funny, check us out tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It's the Steve Harvey Morning Show with me, Ade Lamar, on 102.3 KJLH.
Hey, family, what's up? I'm Lon McHugh. Join me Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Listen, I've got the perfect music for work and play, no matter where you are. The KJLH Radio Free mobile app. I'll keep you informed with what's trending. I'll update your traffic and weather scenes. And man, when you call, all the fun really jumps off at 520-KJLH.
Are you giving away something?
No.
Oh.
It's like, okay, bye. So yeah, make it a plan with me, Lon McHugh, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. right here on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Money. Come on. Radio Free in 2023 means free money. We're paying your bills with Radio Free Cash Relief.
Sharon Asher, you have your rent paid.
need.
Don't worry about that. Call me Babyface, sis. I'll pay your rent. I'll cook your dinner, too.
All right.
Oh, it's my birthday. What the heck? Do you have any other bills, Sharon?
Just my phone bill.
I'm going to pay your phone bill, too.
Oh, Tammy, you are bomb diggity, baby.
We've got you next. Register your bill now at kjlhradio.com and listen for your name every day, Monday through Friday at 4:10 p.m.
It's the Tammy Mac Show.
Hey, everybody, this is Andre Russell. And I know what you want to hear on Sundays, and I'll play it for you.
Make some noise in here.
Great artists like Kirk Franklin, Mary Mary, Jonathan McReynolds, Marvin Sapp, Fred Hammond, and I got it for you on Spread the Word every Sunday. From 12 noon to 6 p.m. Cutting-edge gospel artists and the leading ministers from around the world. And Bible Jeopardy, when you can win prizes. Get ready for it every Sunday and Spread the Word from 12 to 6 right here on 102.3 KJLH.
You're listening to The Front Page with Dawn Day on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Speaking of blessings on blessings, who trying to get blessed on this Good Wellness Wednesday? Is it you? Is it you? Well, if it is you, I want to remind you that we are deep into 2023 and we're still paying your bills. I was just listening to Tammy Beck yesterday and somebody got their rent paid. Listen, Radio Free Cash Relief is available for you. So go ahead and sign up at kjlhradio.com. Enter your bill, enter your information. It's your name, your address, your contact number, your email. More importantly, put the name of the bill and how much it costs. Then listen for your name weekdays at 4:10. Now, you got 10 minutes to call back. Don't be looking at me and be like, well, I couldn't find my keys. Where my phone at? Dine. It was only 15 minutes. I told you 10 minutes, okay? You call back in 10 minutes, and if you hear your name being called on the radio, boom, the cash is yours. Sign up, listen, and win this Radio Free Cash Relief. And let them know that Dawn Dai told you right here from Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. Since we're talking about blessings on blessings, you know, what do they say? Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. They say that you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. Well, if you need some horse support, some help, I have some information for you. If it's regarding housing, food, health, finances, education, and more, I don't care where you are. Go ahead and check out findhelp.org and get the help you need with the resources available in all 50 states. It's findhelp.org. Go to the website, enter your zip code, and get access to several resources. And you know who I got that from? My homegirl, Roxy Frank. Who is Roxy Frank? She the CEO and founder of The Source LA. Go ahead and check them out on Instagram at The Source LA. She be giving away cars. I just saw her posting up a job for a custodian, which $21 an hour. Plus you get $50 benefit for gas. Stop playing with me. In fact, she just invited me out to an event that I want to tell you about. In fact, let me go to her text message right now because it is Black History Month. Roxy, girl, you know I'm going to shout you out because the work that you do for us in our community, everybody should know. It's called Black Men in Excellence Mixer. It's brought on by the Black Professionals Network, and it's happening February 16th on Thursday from 6 to 9. Check it out on Eventbrite. Let her know that Dawn Dai told you when you go in, all right? Speaking of more information, on this Wellness Wednesday, I want to continue to remind you, as I had a caller call in, as I listed some numbers if you need some support help. And it was a near and dear call to my heart. I had listed a number about if you've had thoughts of suicide. Well, whatever your thoughts are, did you know that Martin Luther King Jr. Community Healing and Trauma Prevention Center hosts free in-person support groups? And they're led by licensed mental health clinicians. The sessions cover topics such as trauma, depression, anxiety, and resiliency. They're every Wednesday, meaning it's happening today from 2:30 to 4. It's located right off of Wilmington Avenue, 11833 South Wilmington Avenue. Now, if you just want to get some more information, because you say, hey, I don't know what I'm getting into, go ahead and give them a call. It don't hurt to ask. The number is 323-568-8732. 323-568-8732. And if you are computer savvy, go ahead and send an email, mlkhealing Healing Center at ph.lacounty.org. That's MLK Healing Center at phlacounty.org. All right. They up here looking at me like I'm crazy. Because I might be. She said, wait a minute. Okay, my bad, I'm being rude. Family, my apologies. I got so excited. Remember I was telling you that we have a special guest in the studio? Okay, so Kevin Ross. Okay, let me back up. Kenio recommended Kevin Ross from Small Gestures, Big Smiles. Then Kevin Ross was on here, and he was like, Dawn, I got some phenomenal women that really help support me in doing what I do. And one of them were Valerie Rhodes. Because she was listening, because she decided to show up, she pulled up on me. Was it in a messenger, something? And she said, hey, Dawn, I'm here. I got something to share. So I went ahead and I sent her the guest information sheet, and she filled it out. In fact, Kevin Ross on the phone right now. Kevin, let's go to line one. Great morning, Kevin.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing. I'm up just like people was up for me. I'm gonna support the sister like they support me.
Can you hear?
Okay, talk to me. So she hear what you got to say about Miss Valerie. You got to turn the volume up right there. Can you hear him now?
I can hear him.
Okay.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, sister girl?
I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed. Here with my husband and Dawn and the rest of the crew.
I'm good to see you, and I'm glad to see Dawn give our community a shot at letting them know that, you know, we love our community and we out there doing it. And Ms. Rhodes, she provides a lot of things in our community a lot of people probably don't know about, and that was one reason I wanted to shout her out, is because, you know, there's a lot of unsung heroes such as herself and her husband who have things in the community that people don't even know about. She's feeding, she's clothing, she's cooking, she got a kitchen, she got houses. She's a real entrepreneur sister out there that a lot of people are not even aware of. She's full of resources. We share resources. Yes. We share ideas. She shoots ideas by me. I shoot ideas by her. We collaborate. We try to make it happen for our community.
Wow.
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring her. Would like for you to bring her on, because she's unknown. She's unknown, and she's got a whole array of things going on.
Well, L.A. County gonna learn about her today. They gonna learn today, Miss Valerie.
Today, they gonna find out.
Anything else you want to say, Mr. Ross?
No. I'm here to support. I'm I get it. I'm just glad to see her in the same chair I sat in to get the same opportunity that I got.
Oh, hey, and you know what? I didn't get a chance to comment on social media, but it touched my heart, and I'm gonna repost it. I saw that post you put up with your mama looking at you on the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Uh-oh, we lost him. It probably was too much. So let me tell you, Kevin had put up a post of his mama looking at him and I on the computer with the conversation. Yeah. And he said, I'm just so grateful. After all what I put my mama through, that now I can make her proud. And he said, she watched it twice. Ain't that right, Kevin? Kevin. All right, well, but anywho, let's get to this conversation. So you say, Dawn, who is this in here? Well, let me tell you. As Kevin went on to start to say, and I would like to continue with an official bio, Miss Valerie Rhodes is a recovered person of many things. She recovered from brain surgery less than a year ago, which has given her a whole new outlook on life and the struggles of everyday living. She also has a few businesses, including Welcome to Stay, which is a nonprofit intended to house, feed, and clothe people that have been displaced by being unhoused and who have struggled with mental health. She feeds over 300 people a week, and she does all she can to help those in need. God has put her in a position, and she gives him thanks every day by looking after his children. Yes. Family, my Radio Free family, my front page family, please send your radio waves, your energy for this blessing that I have here in the studio, Miss Valerie Rhodes.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And you got one of your angels with you right here.
Yeah.
Who is this?
This is my husband.
Talking at my girl. Yeah, that's it. Now, you said it's your husband.
It's my husband.
Well, tell me, who is he? Tell everybody.
Well, he's my backbone. He is my rock. He's just been there. I met him when I was 24, and I believe he was 33. And he's been there ever since, through the good, the bad, the ugly, the indecent, and, you know, the abnormal. There's a lot of abnormalities that were going on back in the days, and he, you know, showed tough love and stood in there with me, and he never dropped the ball. He never dropped the baton. He kept it going, you know, kept our family going, and he saw me through.
Hey.
I thank God for him, you know.
That's love. Love holds on to you.
Oh, yeah.
It's so constant. It's staying strong.
Yes.
Y'all? So let's get to talking.
Okay.
So you have this organization, Welcome to Stay.
Yes.
What led you to develop it and have such a close touch with individuals in our unhoused community?
You know, in 2022, March of 2022, I had brain surgery. I believe it was March. I had an aneurysm that burst on my brain, and I didn't make it to the hospital until 5 days later.
Wait, what?
And I drove myself to the hospital. And the only reason why I went to the hospital, because I didn't have any cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes at the time. I no longer smoke cigarettes. And, you know, so I went back and forth with God. Well, it's cold outside. I don't want to go, you know. So he compromised with me. He said, you go stop at the gas station, get you some gas. And so I did that, and I got me a couple of packets of cigarettes, got me a cup of coffee, and went to the hospital. And, you know, it happened so fast. You know, the doctor was sitting there telling me, okay, you got two options. We can either send you home with medication or we can do surgery. Well, by then they had hit me with the morphine. So everything was just really fun. You know what I'm saying? So I was, oh, okay, come on, let's go to surgery.
Okay, hold right there. Child, wait a minute.
Yeah. So
wait, hold on. We got to do some homework. Okay.
What you know about Black history?
From Rosa Parks to Dr. Martin Luther King.
I have a dream.
Malcolm X to Reverend Jesse Jackson.
What is your real name?
Malcolm.
My history is Black history.
We are you. We are KJLH FM in HD, Compton, Los Angeles. Radio Free, 102.3 KJLH.
Black history.
Yeah, Black history, because it's our history.
Yeah.
It's Radio Free KJLH. I'm doing like the break of day. Here with the front page. I'm back with our special guest, Valerie Rhodes, founder of Welcome to Stay. She's in the story of she's talking about how she survived a brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
So did the doctor say, hey, you want surgery, you want morphine?
No, I didn't ask them for any of that. As a matter of fact, I had to beg them not to give me any more medication. My husband was there, and he said I was a little combative. I don't remember any of it, but I was in surgery for 4 hours, and I did not realize it. And I went to use the bathroom, and I just freaked out because, you know, it was blood everywhere, and they said, oh, that's the blood that we drained off of your brain. And they were amazing over at UCLA. They were amazing. And all doctors from all over. Actually, they weren't supposed to do the surgery. It was LAC-USC County General was supposed to come and get me in 45 minutes. USC, UCLA. I'm sorry, UCLA.
I was about to say ABCD.
Right, okay, X, Y, and Z. We got to be careful about them alphabets. I'm sorry. Okay, so they came in 15 minutes and was like, oh, we seen your case roll across the screen. We've decided to do your surgery. But it was then at that time that I knew that God had stepped in and intercede for me because LAC-USC, no harm intended against them. But my mother had her brain surgery there, and she did not make it at the same age that I was at the time. She was 54. I was 54. So UCLA took care of my husband in 2013 when he was, not doing well. Real bad car accident. And so when they showed up, it was 4 of them, and they all asked me the same thing. They asked me to close my eyes and touch my nose, and I did like this. I touched up under my left eye, and they said, we got to rush you to emergency surgery. And they said, we're going to do your surgery. Right. Because they had given me so much medication. I'd never in my life had that much medication. And I said, If only they could have given me that much medication back in the day, I could have saved myself a lot of drug use. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, because the amount of drugs that they gave me, they had me begging them not to give me any more. Yeah, the hospital, I begged them, the nurse tried to put the medicine in my mouth. I hit her hand away and she said, no, she's telling my husband, well, she's in a lot of pain. And I'm saying, no, she's lying. I'm not in any pain. I wasn't in any pain. But when I first went there, I felt like someone was taking an axe and beat me upside my temple.
It was just pounding.
With the pow, like pow. And I had never had a headache before. Never had a headache before, didn't know, thought I was having a migraine. You hear people say, I'm having a migraine headache. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a migraine headache. But it was so bad that people were calling me and I would say, hello, I can't talk to you right now. My head hurts. And I hang up the phone. Can you call me back? My head hurts. That went on for about 3 days. And that was after I lost my vision driving down the street. And they informed me that at that time was when the aneurysm burst because it felt like somebody had turned a water hydrant on in my head and then I couldn't see. So I've never experienced that before. I thought it was my blood pressure either shot up or my sugar level had dropped. I made it home safely and my husband took me where I needed to go. But then 3 days later, I'm at Martin Luther King Hospital and the doctor is sitting in front of me looking like she's about to cry. And I'm like, what's wrong? Am I dying? What's going on? And she said, well, let me give you some medication for the pain and I'll come back and talk to you after your MRI. They had already did the MRI. So after they gave me the medication, about 5 minutes later, I'm in La La Land and here she comes and she's like, you got blood on your brain. And it was like she was saying, what flavor ice cream do you want? Strawberry or vanilla? That's what it was. That's how I was reacting to what she was saying to me. So now I'm going to speed it up. When we had the surgery and I didn't know that I had the surgery and I'm telling my husband, you got to get me out of here. They're trying to take my liver. They got me full of so much medication and narcotics that I'm just thinking the worst. Like, why is it blood? This is not supposed to be happening to me. They took my liver. Let's go, get me out of here, And so they finally calmed me down. They gave me another shot and knocked me out. And I woke up and then I was in a different room. Things were just happening.
A lot going on so fast.
Yes, it was just, it all happened in a matter of 2 days. Literally, to me, it was like I was there 2 days. I don't know how many days I was there. Do you know how many days I was there?
You was there 7 days.
Oh my God, I've lost 5 days of my life. But God restored me. And I say that God restored me because I couldn't be here where I am today mentally, emotionally, and physically or spiritually if it had not been for a higher power. I say that because before, I always had a need to, like if you have 2 markers and I don't have any markers, then you say, hey, you know what, you could go over there and get you a marker out the thing, then I want to go get 3. I want to get 3 or 4 or 6. And that comes from, I later learned that came from, as a young girl, my grandmother, my father's mother, she used to make me go to bed hungry if my daddy didn't come home from work with his paycheck. Well, my daddy was a heroin addict. So it was never guaranteed that he would come home. You see, so when he wouldn't come home with his paycheck, and he worked directly across the street from her house, she would make me go to bed without dinner. And I thought that was, but see, I was a little bit more faster than they were down there in Texas because I was from Los Angeles. I had already been to Beverly Hills, Hollywood, Venice Beach. I had been everywhere by the time I was 5 years old. So when I get down there, they're moving slow. So I didn't meet my grandmother till I was about 8 or 9 years old.
And that's your introduction. You getting punishment for her child.
Yeah. I couldn't say, and at the time, you think, well, why you didn't tell your daddy? Why you didn't say something to somebody else in the family about the way she was treating you? Well, I didn't know. I just assumed that that's the way she treated, all the kids when their parents would hang out and, but she treated my cousins differently, clearly. So I not dare say anything to my dad about his mother.
Right, that's his mother.
That's his mother, and I loved my dad so much that when you're a child and you have parents that do drugs and do things, you don't care what they do. You just love them, and then you start saying, maybe one day they're going to stop. Oh my God, I hope he stops. Maybe he won't do it today. But then when he shows up 2 and 3 days later, all you do is embrace him because you're glad to see him. And he's taking the load off of this woman messing with me because he's here now.
And now you can get something to eat.
Yeah. Well, she didn't starve me like for days at a time, but he'd always come home that night or early morning because he always got up and went to work the next day. But just on check day, every other Friday, if he didn't come straight home.
Hey, y'all, put your phones on vibrate. I hear some sounds going off. Make sure you click it. He would always come home, but if he didn't come home with money, then, it was all bad. It had already happened to me by the time he got there broke. So she was, content in getting her revenge. How did that make you feel? Were you sad? Did you feel alone?
No, it didn't bother me until I got older. And I was released from that in 2013. I talked to one of my cousins on the phone, and I cried like never before. And I told her, I said, Tisha, she was treating me bad. She said, I didn't know Grandma Leola was treating you like that. And I knew something was wrong. We didn't have the connection that the other cousins had with her because I wanted to call her Granny. Out here in California, you Granny. Mm-hmm. But she told me, you can't call me Granny. You have to call me Mama. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel comfortable saying Mama. I sound like a slave or something, to me, and so I avoided calling her. I would come up to her and say good morning, and I would start a conversation. I avoided Mama because I wasn't comfortable with it. And then I began to think, I can't wait to get back to California because something's wrong with this situation here. Well, there's just the neglect that I felt from that, and then knowing what it feels like to be hungry, like my stomach walls, and I'm crying, and I feel disconnected from my mother because she's all the way out here, and everybody that I'm connected with out there is her children. Mm. You see what I'm saying? So I was kind of with my back up against the wall, and then it stemmed throughout my adulthood because, I just didn't want to be hungry. I didn't want to be without. So in 2013, when that happened to my husband, and life took a turn for me because I OD'd myself and went to the hospital. They had to defibrillate me twice.
Wow, you are, 3 times.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, and I know God has his hand on my life because he told me to just don't worry about them over there. Don't worry about them over there. Don't worry about the people in front of you or behind you. Don't worry about what they say. Don't worry about how they look at you. I got you.
Yes.
I'm going to clear the way for you. I'm going to put the right people in your path. And I stepped out on faith and I said, well, God, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, but I'm just going to do, and I'm going to just go. And whatever you say, I'm going to obey because you are almighty and you are everything, and you have brought me through. None of them people that say this or do that or whatever, you're going to get that all your life, no matter if you're doing good or you're doing bad. You're always going to have people that are saying things or doing things to block. But if you just continue to treat them with love, continue to love on them because they don't love themselves.
That's it.
When you're trying to help people and do good for people, that's what we're intended to do.
Yes.
And I told Kevin this. I said, Kevin, I called you about 7 or 8 years ago, and I said, why are you telling everybody what you're doing for these people? I said, now you want to be blessed, brother. You do it, and you do it from your heart, and don't be telling everybody what you're doing. But I didn't understand way back then, and Kevin did. He had the vision way back then that, okay, if I do this and show somebody, it's contagious. If you have the right mindset in your heart and you understand that people are not objects, that they are people. They're just like your mother or your father or your sister or your brother or your child or your grandparents or your great-grandparents. It doesn't matter, because homelessness and mental health illness does not have a respect of person, place, or thing. It will affect anybody in any alley, on any street, on any bus stop, at any time, anywhere. So what we need to do is be compassionate. We need to understand. You know, we can only work with what we have.
Come on.
And if we all work together, we can all have something. You understand? We can all have a roof over our heads. We can all have food on. Food. We have to have food. People are in these alleys dying. They're not eating. They're not having proper bowel movements. Their intestines are suffering. Their sugar levels are suffering. They're not urinating. Their kidneys, their liver, their organs, everything about them. You see the outer and you say, oh, look at them. They're dirty. People are dirty. I don't want to touch them. I don't want to hand them anything. I don't want them to touch me. You were filthy when you came in this world.
Catch it.
And somebody washed you up, cleaned you up, wrapped you up, embraced you, and handed you to a mother that was going to raise you. So how dare you sit there and look at the person that's next to you on the bus stop, sleep with no blanket, and you got 10 in your trunk because you just came from the laundromat, and not peel them off, not even a sheet?
How dare you?
You got $15 in your pocket and you can't go buy 2 99-cent burgers from McDonald's or Burger King? You don't want to feed this person. This person may have mental illness and don't know what they're doing to the inside. I'm mostly concerned about the inside, because we can fix up the outside, but people need help with the inside.
All right, we got to get to the inside. Hold on. Woo,
Yeah.
it's a change on the inside. And I just can't. What do you say? Y'all know that song. Hey.
Well, a
Y'all
change
didn't
is
know.
coming.
Hey.
A change
You
is
ready?
coming. I'm ready.
We changing lives today.
And I thank Kevin for laying the blueprint down, because he knew way back then that this is contagious.
Wait, we got to pay some bills.
Well, pay them.
Okay, hold on. Oh, amen. Thank you, God.
Yeah.
I said, thank you, God. Welcome to Stay. Valerie Rhodes.
Yeah.
Front page. Mr. Rick is in here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin Ross.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Yes.
Hey, because we're here to overstand. Mm-hmm. Yeah? All right, we're coming back with the front page. I also want to highlight, Valerie is putting on an event with Welcome to Stay. Take a break. Mm-hmm. It's a Valentine's Day event. Mm-hmm. We spreading love. We talking about clean sheets. We talking about meals, a shower, a fresh haircut, whatever you need. It's happening from 12 to 3. Waldorf or Wilton Place. We're going to talk about that more. And plus, we're going to dive in and see how we can support you, Valerie, and the things you're doing for our community. It's the front page. It's KJLH. You know we are you. All right. Radio Free 102.3 KJLH BRB.
This is the front page with Dawn Dai on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
My history is Black history.
This Black History Month, Radio Free 102.3 KJLH honors
Merle Evers, better known as the wife/widow of civil rights leader Medgar Evers.
Here's Merle Evers exclusively in her own words.
You can do it. You can do whatever's necessary. And one thing he emphasized, take care of my children. And I told him, of course, I'll take care of your children. They are my children, too. Then there was this other aspect. Merle, you are stronger than you think you are. Do what you need to do. Do what you must do.
Author, journalist, nonprofit founder Katina Rankin talks one-on-one with Merle Evers online at KJLHradio.com. We are you. We are Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Black babies die at twice the rate of other babies because they are born too small and too soon. Black Infant Health serves to improve birth outcomes by focusing on empowering Black women to reduce their stress and make healthy life choices. For over 30 years, Black Infant Health has been dedicated to providing resources, support, and a sisterhood safe space for Black mothers to share their common experiences and concerns to the benefit of all mothers. others. If you are Black, 16 years or older, or up to 6 months postpartum, Black Infant Health is for you. Discover a wealth of resources and support. Go to blackinfanthealth.org. That's blackinfanthealth.org. Because when Black women receive the support they need for a healthy birth, we pave the way for a healthier Black family and community. Enroll now at blackinfanthealth.org.
We're helping men, women, and children. If you know someone who needs $30 or $40 cash to help them make it through the week, bring them to see me this Friday night. Yes, We Can Worship Center. We have church every Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m. When the service is over, we give you a hot, catered meal. After that, I'll be helping everybody that I can help. $30 or $40 cash, men, women, and children. Come see me. I'm Pastor Sherman D. Manning. Yes, We Can Worship Center. We're located at 10306 Avalon. It's easy, ladies and gentlemen. 103rd and Avalon, right across the street from Superior. 10306 Avalon. Come see us this Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m. We have the baddest band in town, powerful preaching of the word, and we will be helping men, women, and children. Yes, We Can worshipcenter.org. Yes, We Can worshipcenter.org. 10306 Avalon this Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m.
You're listening to The Front Page with Dawn Day on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Hey, family. You know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and we're spreading love. And that's what we're all about here at Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. And we're making this Valentine's one to remember. This is what you need to do. Go ahead and sign up for tickets to see Kim with Lettucey and Music Soul Child February 17th at the Microsoft Theater. And we're proud to bring you Love, Soul, and R&B with Frankie Beverly and Mays at the YouTube Theater. That's happening February 18th. And what you can do is register win your Valentine's concert hookup at kjlhradio.com and let them know that Dawn Day sent you. Oh, and since I'm talking about love, I have a special guest in here. Her name is Valerie Rhodes. And on Valentine's Day, next Tuesday, there's an event taking place. It's called Take a Break. This awesome event is a Valentine's Day explosive event. She's feeding people with meals. I'm talking about good food. Some chicken, some yams, string beans, potato salad. Don't act like no Kool-Aid ain't gonna wash that down real quick. Get some laundry. How about a shower? You know when you feel good, oftentimes it's because you look good. So go ahead and get that haircut. Featuring Granny's Clean Sheet Housing, Archie Mae Foundation, and Yodi's Barber Magic Foundation. It's happening February 14th on Love Day from 12 to 3. It's off of Wilton Place. The address is 3925 South Wilton Place. Hey, Valerie.
Hey, Dawn.
She said, turn up.
Dawn.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Dawn.
I went down to get there and they ain't know what happened. I pulled up and said, is that you? We up there dancing and everything.
It be me.
Like I said, family, we have a very special guest. Her name is Valerie Rhodes. She is the founder of Welcome to Stay, an organization that feeds over 300 people each week. And also clothe people that have been displaced due to being unhoused and also struggle with mental health awareness. And one thing Valerie said before the break, she said, Dawn, one thing that we need to be or put attention to is that we're talking about people. And when we talk about people, we got to have compassion. Because that could be your brother, your mother, your cousin, your sister, your aunt, your nephew, your niece.
Your baby.
Your baby. And here's the thing. Valerie is always somebody's baby. Always. All right, we got some callers. The lines are open if you would like to speak to Miss Valerie. 520-5554. 520-KJLH. Let's go to line 1. Great morning. This is the front page.
Yes, how you doing today?
Great, how you doing? I mean, I'm great because I got Valerie Rhodes in here.
Hey, I'm doing outstanding and improving. Hey, Valerie, how you doing? This is James Cornegate giving you a shout out, girl.
Good morning, Mr. Cornegate. Good morning. How are you, brother?
I'm doing outstanding that I am. Just want to say keep up the great work. You're doing an outstanding job and just continue to do what you're doing. We need people like you in the community and got much love for you.
Thank you. Likewise, Mr. Cornegate.
All right.
Well, hold up. Wait a minute.
What's up, Dawn Dai? Hey, I listen to you every morning, girl. You know that?
You do? Well, thank you.
Every morning. I don't do at UCLA. I be at work at UCLA, and I'm listening. I got Dawn Dai on.
I heard the hell out of that. Well, since you know Miss Valerie, can you share a personal story? Maybe something that you witnessed, maybe something she's done for you or somebody that you know that is a testament to her work?
Well, she's a friend of our family, and she's just doing a great work in the community, helping out others. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to give back to your community. You know what I'm saying? She's been blessed to do that, to give back to our community, open up doors for our community and give out to the homeless, to the less fortunate. Anybody can help out somebody that you know, but to help out the less fortunate, it takes a special person, and she's a special person.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, love y'all. Love you too, Dawn Dai. Hey, Dawn Dai, you keep doing what you're doing, girl.
Okay, mister, I will. Thank you so much.
All right, later.
Oh, thank you, God.
Yeah.
Thank you for Valerie, God. Right before the break, we left off, and you were highlighting how important it is to see the change on the inside. Because it's a miraculous thing. You know, when we see a butterfly go to new heights, you don't be checking it like, oh, but you once was a caterpillar.
Right, right.
But you respect the fact that it had to go into a cocoon.
Right.
And not considering how dark, how uncomfortable it is to be bound up.
Yeah.
But if you keep pushing, keep pressing,
keep pressing,
it become possible.
Yes.
And then you just stretch them wings.
Just be obedient.
Hey. And take it to new heights. But see, with every testament, there's a test. And you had to go through a test. What you know about change on the inside? What you know about being unhoused? What do you know about addiction? How do I know I can believe what you say from what I hear?
Well, Dawn, I've been there. I've been homeless, sleeping in my car for 3 months straight that I can remember. 3 months straight. It was awful. It was very awful. Somebody came and bust my car windows out. It was cold. My car was parked in front of the dope spot. My mind told me that was the safest place for me to be. Since I couldn't be at home because Children and Family Services came in and wanted me to test within 3 days, and I didn't do it. So they told my husband, we're going to take the children. He said, these are my children. And they said, well, she cannot be in the home with the children. So when I came home and my husband told me what was going on, I was like, well, okay, that's fine. Just give me some money. Let me go. So he gave me some money, and it didn't dawn on me at the time, Dawn, that what was going on, because I was coming down off a high. And maybe 4 days later, I'm like, okay, this is bull crap. I'm ready to go home. I'm tired of looking at these people. I'm tired. I ain't got no cigarettes. I'm done. It's time for me to go home.
Nerve shot, yeah.
Yeah, and I called him, and he said, Valerie, you can't come home.
Your husband?
Yeah.
This her husband right here, this Rick.
Yeah. And he said, I'm trying to hold everything down. He said, it's bad. It's bad this time. And I'm like,
this
time? What is he talking about? I need to come home. I want to take a shower. And then when the reality kicked in, and I was able to hear him that day, when he said, you were supposed to drug test. You didn't drug test, and you can't be in the house. I said, well, can I at least take a shower? He said, no. I said, oh, my God. I said, well, just let me get some clothes. I got this. Well, I wasn't used to just asking people, hey, can I take a shower at your house? Because out in the real world, if a person lets you in just to even to use the bathroom, you got to pay them. They want a dime rock or a pack of cigarettes or something. Who can keep up with that? So I spent some time, Yeah, so I had to go do bird baths at McDonald's on King Boulevard. Thank God for their bathroom. And I just, after 3 months of the partying and anytime you can sit in front of the dope house and have money and not buy dope, that spoke volume to me. Like, it's, you're gonna die out here. You can't get no higher. Your kids and your family is over there, and he's sending me pictures of them doing bike rides on the beach and just really digging it into me, So I seen where they were hiring at Brockman Hospital, and I said, oh, I'm gonna go out there and get me a job. I'm just gonna go buy me 2 beers and I'm gonna have me a drink and go to sleep and in my car and get up and go to McDonald's and clean myself up and go over here. And I did that. And I went to Brockman and I met with the supervisor over housekeeping. And I told him, I said, sir, please hire me, because if you give me a job, you'll never have to hire anybody else. I work holidays, anniversaries, birthdays. I'll even work my off days. I said, I'll never be late. I have a car. And he gave me a chance.
Hey.
And I got that job while I was homeless. And I told my husband I had a job and if I could just come and sleep. And he had a big truck back then. I said, can I just come sleep in the truck in front of the house? I want to be next to my babies. I want to be next to my
Just wanted to be her
families.
babies.
And he said no. And I just kept working on the job and I continued to stay clean. And eventually, he would let me come and shower and then spend time and then sit down at the table and eat dinner with the family. And
Rick, why you say no? Why you ain't let her in the house?
We could not take a chance on losing all of the kids because I had no idea if we were being watched, monitored by the neighbors, or, it was just too risky. My kids had been through enough because I had my own issues as well, but it was tough to work and during that time, I was taking care of my mother as well with Alzheimer's dementia.
Oh, wow, Rick.
So it was a lot. So, but, we keep mentioning Big G-O-D.
Hey.
I had to learn how to get on my knees and say a prayer.
Hey, because prayer changes things.
mm-hmm.
Even though I was raised and drugged to church when I didn't want to go. I know
every knee shall
the
bow.
last thing I want to do.
Every tongue shall confess.
So, when you're pushed up against the wall and you have no other choice
but God,
but you could hear your mother saying,
yeah, just put that mic right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can hear your mother saying to you, this is what you do when you're stuck and you don't have no other way. You don't have anybody to come and give you a hand or nothing. It's just you, You gotta go up there. You gotta learn how, and that's when you learn right then. And I find myself telling people that, these kids too, because they don't even know. They don't have a clue. And you'd be surprised, randomly you will get a kid. When I say a kid, somebody's younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
You could be in your 20s, your teens, or even your 30s, but you'd be surprised the ones that when you hit home, you just look and you can see them break down from the inside out. And people just don't realize that these things is possible, So, but yeah, we went through a lot, but those are, I never stopped loving my wife.
I'm just,
But
you know,
it was.
because it's so much love. You know, when Sheila was in here with Kevin Ross, it's just love that you just hold on. You got to hold on. Change is coming.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you. You are holding on to her as she speaks.
Yeah.
That's your baby was out there.
Yeah.
Your baby's in the house and you had to choose. You said, well, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I just got to remind people when they say, but God, and when they say every knee shall bow, every tongue will confess. You got to be a witness, but you got to take the test before you learn the lesson.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah.
Hey. Now, this test that you had to take, Valerie, then got you producing a lesson that's called Welcome to Stay.
Well, after the surgery, and I came out, and I'm driving down the street one day, and one of the sisters from the neighborhood, she said, "Hey, Val, is your business with a nonprofit?" I said, "No, we pretty much."
Wait, what you doing at this point? So this is when you started. So you've been through your testament of getting off the street, right?
Yeah.
You had your aneurysm. You looking back, you had made mention early in the conversation. You said, Dawn, had they given me the amount of drugs years ago, I wouldn't be in this situation.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. Because I was too high. Like, I was, wow. I had never experienced nothing like that in my life, and I did not like it. I didn't like it, and I begged them not to do it, and they were shoving pills down my throat, and my husband say I was combative and cursing them out and fighting with them, and I didn't, and they said, well, you're in a lot of pain, and I said, well, I'm not in any pain. I don't want those pills. They were giving me Oxycontin. They were giving me morphine. I was scared they were going to overdose me, and then, I just wanted to be back the way I was before I went into the hospital. I wasn't high. I had smoked a couple of cigarettes. I just didn't want to feel like the way they had me, like I was incapacitated.
So you were clean when you had your aneurysm?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got clean in 2013. I got clean. I went in recovery. Well, I didn't go in recovery. I went to meetings in 2013, and I held on to God's unchanging hands. I listened to what my mother-in-law was saying to me. I could remember what my mother would say to me. I held on to my husband. I was ever reminded that I knew if I went back out there that it was nothing out there for me but jail and death. I surrounded myself with people that spoke life into me, positive things. So sometime I would go hang out at the AA hall. My husband didn't really want me hanging out in places like that, but you can't take me and cage me like a bird. I have to get air. I have to be able to walk to the store.
You have to be able to
I have to know that, right.
Catch
Let me
it.
take a break. Take a break. And I took a break. I took a break. I took a break from myself. I denied my flesh, and I held on to God's unchanging hands, and I just trust the process. I stepped out on faith, and I believed in His word. And, I started going to church, started taking my kids to church, and, just staying at home. And I stayed away for a while. I had to get my mind right. I had to let it soak in. And every time I would look at that door, or I would get upset, because that was one of my triggers, I would get upset, and I'd grab my keys and say, I'm going to the store.
Oh, you were running
away. And then you wouldn't see me for 3 or 4 days. And so...
Where would you be at?
In the neighborhood.
Like just in the car, nobody be like,
no, I'd be over somebody's house, but I'd always went to this lady's house. She's dead now, but I would go to her house, and that's where everybody would go, and we all would just hang out over there and act like kids. The party wasn't over, but it always ended the same way. She'd smoke up all your cigarettes, drink up all your liquor, smoke all your drugs, and then she'd put you out in the middle of the night in the cold. And that was the insanity of it. Like, why do I get so mad at my family that I know that they love me, and I run over here to these people that are not my family, and I know that when I run out of money, they go put me out. And so that ran its course. And when, after my husband had his accident, I had to take care of him. So I didn't want to use. I wanted to take care of him.
So then how did we get into Welcome to Stay? We got to talk about how we started that.
Well, let me tell you, my husband and I, we had a 3-bedroom back house. And we said, we're just going to rent to 3 people, get a little extra change. And we did that, but it took off. And they kept calling us, you got another bed, you got another bed. So we were buying bunk beds. We were opening up more bedrooms. And then we started renting houses, getting other houses.
Well, what's happening at these places? What
Transitional living. We were housing people that were going to the hospital saying they didn't have anywhere to live. So then eventually, maybe a year and a half later, we got the contract with Martin Luther King Hospital, and we were accepting patients on LOAs. Just letter of agreements. So they would give us, $2,700 to house these people for 3 months. And then after 3 months, they had to have gotten their Social Security money and be able to pay their own rent, or they had to go. So I would do the social work part of it. I would take them to Social Security and do all that. And then my husband would, maintain the yard and take care of the business and everything else. And so we did that. He was working for Amazon. I was working for the post office. I quit my job after 2 weeks. He quit his job after 6 weeks. And, the pandemic came and went. It never affected us. So I'm driving down the street one day after the surgery, and my friend from the neighborhood, she says, hey, Val, you got your nonprofit? I was like, no, I don't know how to do that. What is that? And she said, oh, you can get your nonprofit. Just get it. So I called my accountant, and I said, I want a nonprofit. About 50 other people got nonprofits. Why don't I have one? So she got me my nonprofit in 2 weeks. And I said, well, I don't know what to do with a nonprofit. And we were already, because every 3 months I would go and get somebody off the street and say, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter if you don't have GR, I'll help you. Just come on in. GR, because most of the people.
General relief.
Yeah, if you don't have general relief, if you don't have an income, just come on in. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to get you some type of income going.
So they go in there. You're feeding. People can shower. What's happening?
My husband and I was spending over $3,000 a month on food alone. We have yet to get one donation. The money that people pay rent, it barely covers the bills. I woke up the other morning and to a light bill of $7,255.60. And, I had to clean one of my houses out because everybody was in there doing drugs and conviction set in on me. And I said, I'm not helping these people. I'm just providing a place for them to use drugs. I did not put them out on the street. I found another house for them to go to. I made sure that they transitioned smoothly. It just can't happen here, not on my watch, because God has brought me too far. He's brought me out of that. What would I be to say, okay, I'm going to take your money because you pay your rent, you good. Just go on in the backyard and toot your horn, smoke your pipe and all that. No, I can't do that because I'm not helping you. So I had to let all that go, and I sacrificed, and I let 9 people go. So I have a house over here with a $5,000 note with 2 people in it. And before I knew it, 3 days later, I had 4 more people in the house. So, as soon as they were out, God is starting to fill that house back up.
So how long can people stay with you?
Oh, indefinite. They can stay.
And what do they need to do? Just show up?
Well, that's what I just opened, a shelter. I just opened a shelter.
You did? Wait, you didn't tell me about, okay.
Yeah, well, that's this. This is the grand opening
so let's talk
of the
about
shelter.
It. All right,
Yes.
so what are we talking about? We're talking about take a break. Go ahead, Valerie.
I have a business plan that my accountant did for me, and it says that in December 31st, 2024, we're to have landed a warehouse that we can convert into a shelter, 5 bathrooms and 5 toilets on one side and the same on the other side. My husband is a building contractor. So he's going to do the
he's
work.
so handsome.
He is.
We
ain't
learned
he
that
handsome?
term this week.
Ooh,
that
girl.
men were entitled handsome based on what they can do with their hands.
Oh, yeah, he's very handsome.
With them cheekbones, I told him, I
crafty
said, where
with
is
them
you going with
hands.
this?
Oh,
Let's
he's
get back to
good
the
with the
story.
hands, girl. But anyway.
Families are up. Take a break.
Yes. So take a break. So I went out and I rented another house, and I said, well, what do I want to do with this house? I said, you know what? I have other houses that are doing well. I can afford to do this and at least try. If I can do nothing else but try, and then my husband always has my back. So if I fall short, I normally go to him, and he always has my back. But we are putting this shelter. This is the introduction of the shelter to come in December of 2024. This is small. We're going for a bigger shelter. What
is this happening on February 14th?
This is Welcome to Stay is inviting you to take a break. Take a break from being hungry. Take a break from not having a shower. Take a break from going with all that hair on. You take a break from starving. Get you some good food. We are offering you a place to come and lay down and take a break. Get off your feet. I know your feet hurt. If you smoke and they got all that cut and that stuff, you don't know what you're putting in your body. It's killing your organs. So come on and take a break from that suicide mission that you on and come on and sit down, get you some clean clothes, sit down at a table and eat with some silverware and a plate, drink some Kool-Aid and have a conversation, watch TV. Have a conversation. Do something out of the norm for you today, because see, what's out of the norm for you today was also normal for you in the beginning.
Hey.
So we hoping that people will at least process the thought of getting back to where they were. Because they're still alive.
Still a person.
And that's what, they're still a person, and people
inside,
don't understand that. Inside, and a lot of this stuff that people are putting in their bodies, if they don't know what they're putting in their bodies, it's like playing Russian roulette. Because you never know when you go get a dose of fentanyl. They tell me fentanyl on the street now. So you never know, and people are not, their brains, because this stuff is man-made, they're not thinking properly. They're not thinking, I haven't had a bowel movement today. You're supposed to have at least 2 bowel movements a day. If you can't think to do this for yourself, let us help you. Let us do the thinking for you. That's what we're supposed to do.
I ain't trying to help you because you need to know how to help yourself. I'm not about to just give you a haircut. You talking about a haircut?
Well, their turn will come one day.
Hey.
See, because that's one thing that we're promised that we're going to do. Pay taxes and we're going to pass on. So one day you're going to hope that somebody treats you good. What better way than to assure that you'll be taken care of than to do the same for somebody that's in need right now.
That could use a
today,
break.
That can take a break. They need to take a break. And we have these pens right here, Dawn. We have these pens.
Open it up. What's in up?
Well, it says, open it up, Dawn.
Open it up. All right.
So it says that I took a break with Welcome to Stay.
Oh,
I took a break with Welcome to Stay. We're going to give these pens out. And we're going to give you a pen, Dawn.
I got my pen on.
Yes, and we're going to give Bobo a pen.
And Jeremiah.
And we're going to give Jeremiah a pen. But these are the pens that, baby, hand it here, please. Thank you. These are the pens that we're going to give people to put on their nice, clean white shirts or whatever color shirt they get. And, so they can let people know. So they can let people
you
know.
are welcome, and you're here to stay.
Yes.
Stay for that meal, stay for that shower, stay for that haircut, stay
yes.
for a conversation.
A conversation.
You hungry?
Yeah. And get off your feet. You need to kick your feet up. You need to lay down. You want to lay down in a bed.
Because you need to exhale.
Yeah.
And remind yourself of who you are.
Exactly.
Therefore, you are surrounded with the reminder of whose you are. Huh?
Yeah, and you're surrounded by people that are believers that still believe in you. Yeah, all is not lost. Just take a break. Just take a break.
Let's go to some calls. Let's go to line 1. Great morning. Who's this? Turn down your radio. I heard myself echo. Hello there.
Yes, this is Merlin.
Oh, hi, Miss Marilyn.
Hi, I'm listening faithfully. I love it. I love it. I love it, my sister. The lady and her husband,
Valerie and Rick
they
are
are
right here.
awesome.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it, sweetie. This is Merlin and Meredith, listening faithfully.
Well, good morning.
And good morning to you guys. God bless you all there.
Thank
you. I just want to reach out to the young lady. I've been in her shoes, and I tell you, God have used her. God gave her another chance to work through her, to show up you know, his power through her. That is a resident. I can't pronounce too many words too well because I've been out there in the days. I've been out there. But I am so grateful for her and her husband. I'm grateful for you, Dawn Dai, you know, for having a show, having a radio show like this where people can get up and tell their testimony because they're hurting. People need to know that you can get up.
Yes.
And you can let God use you.
Yes.
You know, that's what he wants today. He wants to use our hands, our eyes, our heart, our mind. You know, I done had a third chance in life.
Amen.
I done had a third chance. You know, I done been homeless. I done used drugs. I done been in a mental hospital. I done been in prison. This Merlin right here talking to you that reaches out to people now, homeless, reaching out, you know. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for all you guys, all you out there that's letting God use your body because it belongs to him.
Hey.
Yes.
Amen.
That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Miss Marilyn.
Thank you,
I love
Miss
you.
Marilyn.
Thank you, Miss Marilyn.
And you guys, as far as the pen, I every day I'm passing them pens out that say, I love Jesus.
You see, that's something right there.
I
Bobo
love
got
Jesus.
it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. I love y'all and keep up the good work. Thank you. Our work is almost done.
Hey.
Oh, God bless you.
Bless you. Let's go to line 2. This is the front page. Who's this?
Yes, this is Denise. I just wanted to ask her, do you have to be homeless to come to her place?
No. No, you don't.
Denise says, do you have to be homeless to come to the place? Well, what is it then?
Well, which place are you? No, you don't have to be homeless. I mean, if you're looking for housing, we have housing. Denise.
What are you looking for exactly? What is it that you're seeking so we can support you?
I'm a senior, and my husband passed, and it's time for me to get myself together.
Okay.
And I can't do it here by myself.
Okay.
I'm by myself, and I take care of my uncle, but it's time for me to step out and do me right now. I take care of myself.
Okay.
I don't mean to be selfish like that, but it's time. I'm burdened down with so much life issues of everything is on me now. The house being refinanced, and the lawyer filed a hard loan lender. And it's just so much going on in my head. Everything.
You need to take a break, Denise. You need to take a break. Come out to the event, take a break, and talk to me. It's February the 14th, between the hours of 12 and 3.
Okay.
I will give you the address and my phone number. If you want to call me before then, you can call me. So the address is 3925 South Wilton Place.
Okay.
In Los Angeles. 962 is the zip code.
Okay.
And my phone number is 424 463 0409. And give me a call today around 9 o'clock, okay?
9 a.m.?
9 a.m. My name is Valerie.
Okay, Valerie. I'll talk to you then. Thank
Okay,
you.
Denise.
Thank you so
Hold
much,
on.
Denise. Oh, I love it so much. You better choose yourself. It ain't selfish when you are your greatest asset. Let's go to line 1. Great morning. Who's this? You better turn down that radio. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is April calling from Los Angeles.
Hey,
Good morning, April.
Good morning. Congratulations, sister. And good morning to Dawn. Good morning to your husband.
Thank you.
And I just want to call in and just say you are just miraculous. I'm just feeling so inspired.
Thank you.
And I just really, really, really congratulate you, sister. I know I didn't see you in them rooms.
Okay. Yeah, more than likely. More than likely.
Yes. I'm very familiar with Brotman. They saved my life a couple times.
Okay. All right.
Yes, Lord. But I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate the conversation. And continue. God bless.
Yes.
Thank you.
God bless.
God bless you as
God
well,
bless.
sister.
Thank you so much, April. When she say she seen you in them rooms, what does she mean by that?
Either Alcoholic Anonymous or Cocaine Anonymous.
So we got family out here. Ain't nobody alone. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of because we all done lived through something.
Yeah.
We making room on the front page.
Okay.
Huh? What you say?
Holla.
Holla at line number 3. Great morning. Who is this?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, this is Joe.
Hey, Joe, you on the front page?
Yeah, I was listening to your conversation. I got a sad story, and I need 2 minutes of your time to try to get it out there.
I can give you a minute if you got some resources you need, or do you want me to take you offline? Do you have something to say to Miss Valerie?
No, I don't have anything to say to her, but I have something that I would like for the world to know about me and how people mistreat you for no reason, because they don't really know you or know the truth about you. They just believe certain things and they take it and run with it, and that can destroy a person's life sometimes. And that's what happened with me. I was accused of a crime 50 years ago.
Okay, hold on, sir, because we got Miss Valerie on the line. Hold on, and I'm going to get your story, okay? Wow. So you ain't got to be homeless. We just had a caller call in real quick. We got less than a minute. Can you help mothers and kids?
Yes.
Yes, you can help mothers and kids. Yes. I know a woman with 3 kids in a hotel that need help. Can they take a break?
Yes, they can take a break, and they can call me at 424-463-0409.
That's Valerie Rhodes. She's the founder of Welcome to Stay, where you are welcome to stay. Now, people would like to donate, or how can they support you?
Well, they can call me, or they can Cash App, and the Cash App goes directly into my nonprofit, and all that goes into the nonprofit
and
is
where's
used.
It at? The Cash App, what's the number or the name?
It's Welcome to Stay. Goodness.
Now see, I be telling she's like, Dawn, I got it all in my head.
I did. I was all ready.
Well, if you would like to follow them on social media, that's Instagram at welcome_to_stay. On Facebook, go ahead and follow Valerie Howard Rhodes. Additionally, if you would like to catch Ms. Rhodes, call her at 424-463-0409. Family, I love you. We got to continue this conversation going. Clearly, we're running out of time. She got the Cash App right now. It's $ Welcome to Stay 2022. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for showing love. Thank you for supporting our community. Who you want? Hurry up.
I want to give a shout out, and I want to pass the baton to Tim Carnegie.
Tim Carnegie, you're going to have to call the front page. We out of time.
And Shalinda Johnson.
Tell me something good. It's tomorrow, family. I'm running out of here.
And Kevin Ross.
And Kevin Ross. I thank Kevin Ross.
You know I always say I'm in the business of making dreams come true. And I damn sure ain't going to forget about mine. So until next time, family, always remember, you are your greatest asset.
This is The Front Page with Dawn Dai on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here with a piece of Black history.
My name is Harry. I'm 7 years old from Westport Heights Elementary School, and my history is Black history. Tyler Perry, the first African American to outright own a major film studio, grew up in poverty. Perry then wrote 13 plays and his first movie, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, starring Medea. He was a wild success, leading Perry to a long career in film. Tyler Perry now employs over 200 Black creatives today. My history is Black history. It is because of them we enjoy